Top of the day to you all. When all is going wrong and you're scared to tell, what you gonna do? Who you gonna tell? Maybe 100 bad days made 100 good stories. 100 good stories make you interesting at parties. 100 bad days made 100 good stories. 100 good stories make you interesting at parties. No, I ain't scared of you no more. These are the lyrics to 100 Bad Days by a group from New York City named AJR. These lines of lyrics gives meaning to many of our life's ups and downs. See, my father had been sick for practically most of his life. He had MS and smoked a lot of cigarettes until my stepmom had retired in 2011. I can remember as a child, I would see him zoom down packs and packs of cigarettes. I would also think to myself, after seeing lung cancer reports, he needed to quit. But as a child, I didn't know also that secondhand smoke was so vicious until I became so asthmatic. That's why when my dad, he wouldn't smoke around me and my brother. So fast forward to June of 2021, I got a phone call from my stepmom that my father was on life support. Because he had bleeding on his brain and they were pulling the plug at 9 p.m., I hadn't heard any news that my father was even sick in the hospital prior to this shocking phone call from my stepmom. And I had been told I would be made part decision maker of his medical concerns. My stepmom made a hard decision to let my dad die without any options for him to live, and tell me literally at his last breath. In addition, there wouldn't be a funeral or memorial service because he was an organ donor. I couldn't believe it. My father served the United States military for years, and I thought to myself, we had to honor him. He dedicated his life as a loyal, in-charge soldier, which caused him to lose his mind. I was very angry. I was crying. I was hurt. Just so many emotions, but somehow I stayed positive. And it was on the third day I said to myself, at least my stepmom called me, and I was able to see my father that one last time on Google Duo before his passing with him pulling the plug. So day after day, many of us may have some negative punches coming towards us at our home, in the workplace, from your neighbors, a bill collector, so on and so forth, right? But staying positive isn't a walk in the park. It's being able to recognize what you can fix and what you can't. Then making every effort in your mind to care for what is in your control. And the key word in there is in your mind. See, there are so many ways to stay positive in a world where it is so much easier to have this continuous negative mindset. A positive mindset doesn't mean that we're going to be naive, but it does mean that we need to focus on the positive side of these harsh realities. So instead, your mindset should be confident and realistic, both enthusiastic and well experienced. The more individuals who can genuinely model this kind of attitude daily, the more dynamic and inspired you can make others, leading to growth. So having that positive mindset doesn't mean ignoring the reality of what's happening around you. Let's face it. There's some families tonight that are going to bed without food. COVID-19 happened, and at least it was about a 2-year tour. Schools have had school shootings around the country. The Honorable Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson was kind of humiliated with her confirmation hearing, but it took place. Ultimately, it means accepting the reality for what it is and deciding to be joyful in spite of the known realities, harsh realities around you. Then creating your own joy and gathering your peace from a positive mindset. To make this your permanent habit, it has to be authentic. So also, we must be able to recognize as a people that it's okay not to be okay. Being honest about what is really going on internally to feel towards that positivity. Self-care is real. When you have those difficult days, it's necessary to get your rest. Take care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally. All those needs need to be met. And please reach out to your therapist and people in your inner circle. Take breaks. Then you will be able to take control of your loved ones around on those difficult days. And they need us. In the end, it means a great deal to stay positive and to keep your mindset to be where you can grow and create and expand, to transition, to become the next best version of you. Thank you, and you shall have a positive outlook.